violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Information in the shooting of a McDonald's worker after an alleged argument over French fries. Police say 2 people are under arrest. 20-year-old Michael Morgan is charged with attempted murder. His 18-year-old girlfriend is accused of criminal possession of a weapon for hiding the gun. Sources say Morgan was FaceTiming with his mother on Monday while she was in a Bed-Stuy restaurant. She complained to the worker that her French fries were cold.
Wow. So y'all see what happened. Mama called her son husband to pull up to the McDonald's and air it out because her French fries was cold. And, you know, obviously we're going to hold this super gremlin accountable. But we got to hold these mothers accountable. That's why, this is exactly why we got to start locking some of these sisters up for raising these demon seeds. I can understand if she didn't have nothing to do with it, didn't know what he was doing. But she here on FaceTime instigating the whole situation. Baby, they ain't get my fries right, and they talking about this and they talking about, like, come on. We all know it. We all seen it. Don't act like you have not seen it. Now, your son done threw his life away. You got a man killed. The girlfriend is arrested. Your son's girlfriend's arrested because she aided and abetted in, you know, tampering with the evidence. And now, who you got left with you?
We're told Morgan went to the restaurant and got into an argument with the worker that spilled outside. Morgan is accused of shooting the man in the neck. He remains in critical condition.
Wow.
New details: an attempted murder charge has now been filed against a 20-year-old man accused of shooting a McDonald's employee in Brooklyn after a dispute over cold French fries. Police say 23-year-old, the worker, got into an argument with Michael Morgan's mother at the restaurant in Bed-Stuy on Monday night. They say she called her son and he confronted the worker. Police say Morgan later saw the worker outside, took out a 9mm handgun from his girlfriend, 18-year-old Camelia Dunlop, and shot him.
Wow.
The worker now in critical condition. Dunlop charged.
So the girlfriend passed him the hammer.
With criminal possession of a weapon.
And guys, I just want to make the point that this is very similar to the situation where that little super gremlin was fighting the black police officers in the subway. The woman was helping him commit these crimes. You have and this is why the women advocate so hard for the super gremlins, and they support these organizations that are frauds like BLM. It's because they are accomplices.
Police say a McDonald's employee was shot by the son of a customer who was served cold French fries.
This wasn't the first attack on a fast food employee this year, and some are concerned about workplace safety in the city. CBS 2's Alicia Reed live tonight in Bed-Stuy with more. Alicia.
Good evening, Maurice and Christine. The victim remains in critical condition here tonight, but while the suspect is in custody, there's still a lot of concern surrounding the safety of fast food employees. A Monday evening at work turned tragic for McDonald's employee Matthew Webb.
That something could happen like that over something so simple as food, like that's crazy.
I mean, but don't act like you ain't seen it before, sus. Like, why are we acting brand new in the community? Why are we acting brand new like this ain't every day? Simple disagreements lead to death. Okay? You got a man who was killed over some cold French fries. Now his body is freezing up. And they say he's in critical condition. I don't know if he's dead or not, but honestly, I think that he is. But this is insane. And they always doing this stuff at the McDonald's. Continue to mess up the business. And then y'all get mad if McDonald's had a super gremlin ban or even had a dress code. Sheesh.
Sources tell CBS 2 a female customer complaining about cold fries was FaceTiming with her son during the disagreement. Witnesses say within minutes, the 20-year-old showed up to the Bed-Stuy restaurant and got into a verbal altercation with the 23-year-old employee. The argument spilled outside, and that's when Webb was shot in the neck.
Damn.
Cold French fries should not result in a shooting. At the end of the day, it's gun violence all over this country, particularly in this city, that has to be brought under control. And fast food restaurants are not the safe havens they used to be.
Who's doing the gun violence? That's what needs to be brought under control. It's not the guns. It's the super gremlins on Demon Time.
Attorney Sanford Rubenstein represents the family of Crystal Nieves. The 19-year-old was killed in January while working the overnight shift at an East Harlem Burger King. The suspect, who was later arrested, allegedly demanded money, then shot and killed her.
Yeah, and we did that story, tragic story, and very sad. This one is just stupidity. But I mean, that one was at the Burger King as well, but you know, it's getting bad, y'all. I mean, it's been bad, but it's getting even worse.
Her family is not doing well. It's a tragedy they will never get over.
There have been other attacks against fast food workers this year. In March, an East Harlem McDonald's employee was stabbed multiple times with a box cutter while trying to break up a fight. And in July, 3 women violently attacked Belfry's workers with glass bottles when told extra dipping sauce would cost them less than $2. Fast food employees in other establishments.
And I ain't gonna lie, that dipping sauce was taxed. I mean, $175. That's a can of Coke. For dipping sauce, it's gonna come in a small ramekin. And then 3 for $4.25. Look, they're taxing. They're definitely taxing.
Fast food employees in other establishments have been on edge.
That's why I don't want to work at night. I told my boss, if you want to pay me like $100 per hour, I'm not gonna work. Because it's crazy.
Sources say the suspect in this case has at least a dozen prior arrests, and charges are currently pending. His mother will not be facing any charges. Live from Brookdale.
What? See, that's that BS. Lock Ma Dukes up too, because she agitated the situation.
Hospital. Alicia Reed, CBS 2 News.
Alicia, thanks.
Another case of gun insanity in New York City. This time, a 23-year-old McDonald's worker in Brooklyn shot after an argument with a customer.
Police say he was shot near the restaurant in Bed-Stuy. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson is live at Brookdale Hospital where that victim was taken. Kim.
Well, Liz, that 23-year-old young man, he is in grave condition here at the hospital. Relatives breaking down outside after getting that news. One man told me he was going to pray as police try and sort out.
He's gonna pray. How long do y'all think these grandmas have been praying for the community? Just take a guess. 100, 110, 150 years, 400 years.
How things got so bad so fast.
I left at like 5 o'clock and it was so quiet.
A much different situation. Roughly 2 hours later, a heated argument inside this McDonald's in Bed-Stuy, gunfire outside. Now one worker from the fast food restaurant on Fulton Street is here at Brookdale Hospital in critical condition. The violence, police say, unfolded after a customer, a 40-year-old woman, got upset because her food was cold.
With all the things we have to worry about now, they're fighting about French fries.
What does she mean by there? Run it back.
Got upset because her food was cold.
With all the things we have to worry about now, they're fighting about French fries.
When the customer started complaining around 7 Monday night, that 23-year-old employee, a man, was behind the counter.
I don't know. That sounded like a microaggression when she said there. Ugh. Just hit me. It was a hard R on the there.
The woman was FaceTiming with her 20-year-old son. He saw what was happening and came to the restaurant. Things escalated between the two men and spilled outside. Once here across the street, police say the customer's son pulled out a gun and shot the victim, striking him in the neck.
Over small, petty things, that's really sad. You know, vigilante justice over something so small.
She called that vigilante justice? Is that what you think justice is?
I don't agree with that.
The victim's family and friends gathered at the hospital, but were too upset to talk.
And everything is, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna stab you, I'm gonna kill you. No more talking.
And police did arrest that customer and her son. At this hour, they have not yet been charged.
McDonald's employee in Brooklyn over the fight over cold French fries has just been charged with a murder from nearly 2 years ago.
Wow. So he was charged with a murder from 2 years ago. These super sagging gremlins are on demon time.
Cops say that while Michael Morgan was being questioned about Monday's shooting at McDonald's, he made comments, they say, that incriminated himself in an unsolved murder.
Wow. He should have just kept his mouth shut.
In Bed-Stuy on Monday, you'll recall cops say Morgan shot a fast food worker near the restaurant. That employee, now in critical condition still. The deadly shooting 2 years ago, just 6 blocks from this week's shooting.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo.
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit
That's
on.
that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
All right, guys. So we're going to get 2 mothers' perspectives on this shooting. The mother of the McDonald's worker who was shot over the cold French fries. We're going to read an article about her. Then we're going to read an article about the suspect who already had a prior murder charge. And y'all best believe that mama knew that he was a killer. Okay? And that's exactly why she called him. All right? Because she felt disrespected. Okay? So let's get into this article. The mother of the McDonald's worker who was shot in the neck in a dispute over cold French fries told the Post Wednesday she hasn't been able to get any rest as her young son battles to stay alive. I'm really not ready for this, the mom, who didn't share her name, said at Brooklyn's Brookdale Hospital, where her son Matthew Jeremiah Webb has been in critical condition since the shooting Monday evening. I'm just going back and forth with so many flashes in my mind. My mind is not stable. Webb's mother said she thinks she needs more stronger family around me as she prays for her son, 23, and waits for updates. At the hospital Wednesday morning, the distraught mom asked a pastor to pray with her son in the hospital room. I barely get any rest. I'm so tired. I need to call somebody, said the mom. She declined to update the post on the condition of her son, but police said he remained in critical condition as of Wednesday morning. Webb was working in the McDonald's at 1531 Fulton Street in Bed-Stuy Monday when he was allegedly shot by Michael Morgan, 20, around 7 p.m. on the sidewalk outside the chain. And I can guarantee that Michael Morgan has more than just two bodies, okay? Here are images of, I guess, people that knew him. Very upset. Relatives and friends of Matthew Webb. Morgan, 20, was charged late Tuesday with attempted murder and criminal possession of a weapon, authorities said. Camelia Dunlap, 18, Morgan's girlfriend, was charged with 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon after she admitted to cops she handed her boo the gun, law enforcement sources said. And I guarantee she used that term as well. The alleged shooter came to the McDonald's after his mother, Lisa Fulmore, got in a tiff with Webb after she was served cold fries. Okay? Fulmore began hassling workers over the fries, and when they laughed at her for asking to speak to a manager, her son stormed into the restaurant. In the mother's defense, she told the Post in an exclusive interview. At some point, Webb went outside of the restaurant and was then allegedly shot by Morgan. Let's see. My son is just saying that he got to do what he got to do. And the victim came after him, and whatever happened, happened. And that is your lovely mother right there. Law enforcement sources noted the victim had no prior arrests, and there is no indication he was carrying a weapon when he was shot. Morgan has been previously arrested several times, including for grand larceny in 2019, an assault and theft of service in 2018, not to mention the murder that he just pretty much incriminated himself on. So let's get into what Ma Dukes really said about her sons and them. Mom of man in custody for McDonald's cold fry shooting details what led to incident, reveals son's chilling words. And she's obviously in defense of her son and them, her son husband. The mom of the man held in the shooting of a Brooklyn McDonald's worker over cold French fries told the Post on Tuesday that her son said afterwards he did what he had to do. So when y'all watch my intro and that guy at the end says it is what it is, like, that's really how they feel about it. They don't care. Lisa Fulmore, 40, revealed her 20-year-old son's chilling comments while describing exactly what led up to Monday night's shooting that left a 23-year-old fast food employee clinging to life. I talked to my son with the cops. My son is just saying that he got to do what he got to do, and the victim came after him, and whatever happened, happened, she said. The mom of 3 boys said the incident unfolded after she ordered McDonald's. Oh, God, she has 2 other boys? Oh, wow. Well, you know, safe to say that they are not going to be able to get over this, especially with their big brother being in prison or whatever brother. I don't know if he's the oldest or the youngest, but it doesn't look good for them the way that older bro ended up turning out. The mom of 3 boys said the incident unfolded after she ordered McDonald's on her mobile app and went to the Bedford-Stuy eatery around 7 p.m. to pick up her food, which included fries. The fries were cold, Fulmore said. I asked the girl to change the French fries because the fries was cold. She went to the French fry machine for maybe 10 seconds and brought back fries. So I thought they were new fries, so I had left. So I tasted the fries, and after I got to the 3rd one, it was a cold fry still. So I went back to take the food back. I asked her, why would she give me the same fries and just put 1 or 2 on top to make me think you gave me new fries? She started laughing And all of them started laughing, acting like it's funny. Okay, so she was embarrassed. She was hurt. I was like, what's funny? I paid for food and I should get what I asked for. They laughed at me. This is what I will say. Very poor customer service. It's not a death sentence, but when you're dealing with black people, you laugh in their face and embarrass them. And I mean, in high school, you'll just get beat up or you'll have to fight. You'll have to run the fade. In real life, they coming back and spinning the block. Okay. One of them was like, all of this over fries. So now I'm arguing with them back and forth. The boy where they cook the food at was like, you got all this food in your teeth. Fulmore recalled, wow, referring to the worker who was later shot. So I say, you want to take it out? You're saying I got all this food in my teeth. You want to take it out? What type of mother speaks like this? Fulmore said she asked to speak to their boss, and the worker said the manager has stepped out. Everybody started laughing again, she said. This is when I was on the phone with my son. I was like, they in this McDonald's playing with me. I was like, I got kids their age. I'm not going to sit here and keep arguing with these little kids. He was like, I'm coming down the block. Woo! I was like, all right. Then I told him, no, don't come to McDonald's because I don't want you to get in trouble, the mom said. So this kind of shows me that she already knew he was a killer. But her son was already at the restaurant. Dang, that man is fast. That man ran a 4 flat to catch this body. God dang. He was like, I'm coming in. So he came in. He heard them saying stuff to me. So he was like, you all got to back off my mother. My son came outside to the boy in the back, she said, referring to the worker who was later shot. The employee didn't exit the restaurant at that point, and Fulmore said she then told her son to just leave because I don't want him to get in trouble. So I'm thinking my son was gone, she said. I'm thinking it was over because my son left the store. Then 10 or 15 more minutes later, the male worker came over to Fulmore asking, where your son at? The mom said. Oh, wow. So it looks like he was, wow. It looks like he was ready to buck. She said she told him her son had left and to mind his own business. But he went looking for my son, she said. The next thing you know, maybe like 15 minutes later, you hear a gunshot. So I ran to the door. I said, who's shooting? She said, someone replied, your son. Lord have mercy. She knew who was shooting. I looked and I seen a boy on the ground, and then I saw my son running the other way. I called 911. Then I sat there and waited. Damn, so mama called 911 on her own son. When asking if her son had a gun, the mom says she don't know, adding, I don't even know if my son did that, referring to the shooting. The only thing I know is that my son was arguing with that boy, and that boy did go out looking for my son. She needs to stop talking right now. Okay, stop talking right now. She said the victim changed his shirt at one point, and he has something under the blue shirt. That's why he put the blue shirt on. Law enforcement sources said the victim had no prior arrests, and there is no indication he was carrying a weapon when he was gunned down. But Fulmore, referring to the victim, said there was no reason for him to go outside looking for somebody. Wow, what a lovely woman. Whatever happened outside, you caused that to happen. Wow, no accountability for her son. She's blaming the victim. This is what we do in the community. We victim blame. Fulmore's son is in police custody, but has not been charged in the shooting. He has been previously arrested several times, including for grand larceny in 2019 and assault and theft of service in 2018. This is a bad guy. Police sources said he also has numerous sealed arrest cases. Those are juvie cases, they said. So mama has been raising this super gremlin on demon time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.